Hey yo, light and love, peace and blessings. This is like a kind of a quick update on just some things I've been noticing coming up on my feed recently, lately, basically the last couple of days. Um, Alex Pretti, you know, he he lost his life on really some unjust, unnecessary stuff, right? Because watching the video, you see they're trying to spin it in such a way like he should not have had the gun, right? They're trying to spin it like he was at fault for exercising his constitutional right to carry arms in a legal way, right? So that's what the social media is doing is they're taking that spin that he had his gun on him and that was cause enough for him to have lost his life, which doesn't make any sense because the Constitution says that we are legally allowed to carry weapons, right? Kyle Rittenhouse went to a protest with an AR-15. I think if my memory serves correctly, he took lives with that gun and then was held as a national hero. Alex Pretti standing up in that case in defense of a woman that was shoved by one of the ICE officers, lost his lives, lost his life in the midst of being trampled on. He wasn't tussling with them. Make no mistake, they're trying to say he was tussling. If you are watching the video, you can clearly see he's not tussling with them. He's being stomped out, kicked out, punched out, and then ultimately shot out, right? And then you can see in the video I got to get the video playing in some shape, form, or fashion. But you can see in the video the officer pull his weapon, point and shoot. Like it's not random who shot Alex. I mean, it's random because you don't know the officer's name, but in the video, it's clear it's the man to your left. He clearly stands up and he shoots after Alex has his gun taken away from him. So here's the thing, right? If ICE can do their job. They can do thousands of deportations, um, and whatever, right? But if they end up taking lives, American lives, right? If they can take American lives in such a manner and not receive repercussions, what else is next? What else is next? Because how long before others are on the chopping block? How long before more melanated, original, foundational people are on the chopping block? Right? Because of some spun narrative that has no basis in reality, but that serves a political agenda. How long before we're on the chopping block? You understand what I'm saying? Like we fought, not me personally, my elders, not even my ancestors, my elders fought to make this country a place that is living, that is sustainably livable for all races, for all nationalities, for all ethnicities, and for all people, right? At least that was the goal. And now these people are trying to take away that environment and put it in a place where it was 50, 60 years ago, where only one group of people had the opportunities to have a good life in the American sphere. And that's a problem. That's a problem, and we definitely have to stand against that, right? We also have the problem of fake pretenders out here using legacy names in order to get clout, power, and money. That's a problem as well, but that's a whole different story, and that's on another level. But I do have to stay. I stand with Alex Pretti. Like we can't, as a people, as a nation, we can't just sweep it under the rug, right? Okay, these people made bad decisions in reference to who they aligned themselves with when the time counted to cast their vote to put some people in power. Now we got people in power and it's causing all sorts of chaos and mayhem, right? We need to see where it's at. We can't act like, haha, I told you so, and then walk around with our noses in the air. That's not something, that's not a valid position to take in any shape, form, or fashion. We have to still fight, we have to still work towards justice and equality. That's a lifelong endeavor that doesn't stop, that doesn't end. Um, and clearly, even in eldership, that doesn't stop and that doesn't end. I'm not an elder, but my elders are elders. And so I'm watching people try to usurp and hijack their legacy in front of their faces. So it's showing me, you know, vigilance until death in reference to justice, vigilance until death in reference to righteousness, vigilance until death in reference to ma'at. 100%. There is never a time in which you can just sit back and say, I'm finished, then still be living. You gotta always stand for what's truth. You gotta always stand for what's just. You gotta always stand for what's right. Otherwise, you can fall into unconsciousness. You can allow yourself to fall into unjusticeness. You can allow yourself to fall into a space to be manipulated by those who seek to use you for their own nefarious ends and means. Regardless of the age, because of the legacy you left, they want to usurp your legacy and now use it for their own means of gaining power. And it just can't happen. Those of us that are a little bit older, then those of us that are in the middle. I'm the mid generation now, right? I was raised up on the legacy of my elders, and then I got to see the benefits of their actions. I got to receive the benefit of their actions as well as see the benefit of a society that they created. Where now children that benefit from their struggle don't even acknowledge their struggle, know about their struggle. I feel like America has always been the way that it is now, in which that is not the case. And so we have to constantly be vigilant about what is true, what is just, and what is fair in society. And we have to stand with those that will stand with us. Alex Pretti should be at home right now. He should be with his family. He should be shoveling snow. He should be alive.